two dope dudes, bringing you the news, leading you to much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Yo, welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with two dope dudes. We're a podcast focused on discussing local and national cannabis news and culture. I'm Aaron.
I'm Dave.
What's going on, dude?
Just another wonderful night.
Another Monday evening in the studio.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna say, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We're out here having fun. We're at this is episode 51.
Holy shit! Does that mean next
Next
is 1 year?
Next week is our 1 year anniversary.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Dude, that's, you know what? Let me get a few knucks over here on that shit. That's yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of different talk. Actually, dude, think about like we started in the back room at
Started
my
in the
place.
back room right after my birthday.
Then we went to fucking
The other spot.
studio. Yeah. And then
The haunted spot.
yeah. And now
Now we're here.
shit, dude.
We're like doing it.
There's a lot of movement.
I mean, there's been we went from no video to video, from audio only to
Yeah.
video and audio. We're on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
We're at like
From 1 listener to 7 billion.
7 billion. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, we're moving. We're doing things.
We are moving. I occasionally look at statistics and stuff, and
Nice.
our watch hours are up. We're at like 7,500 unique views this year. It's pretty good for not really just doing the thing and not actually trying to do the thing,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But shit, it's been fucking fun, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
I
I was looking at stuff today and I was like, man, like 2 years ago it was just me and you in the chat and other people and me giving you news stuff.
yeah.
So you didn't have to go, what about?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Achoo. See? It's always something like that.
Yeah. That's yeah. Yeah, it's about right. Yeah, no, and honestly, the group of friends that continues to
Yeah.
grow is really fucking cool.
It's
I
super
really
cool.
enjoy the people that we have come to know as this group, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody who supports us here, but's part of the bean
Overall
culture,
community, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like there is some really fucking cool folks, and yeah, I'm happy to be part of it.
Yeah, dude. A year ago, we are definitely a lot further along now than we were a year ago.
Dude, and I get better looking every day.
True.
So that's 366 because it was a leap year.
It was a leap year.
Yeah, 366 days of just looking finer, bro.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. It's a burden that some of us have to bear. Most of the 7 billion there.
I mean, they're all on YouTube, dropping the likes, leaving comments, joining the live. I love everybody in the live. I see all the homies, the wider YouTube cannabis community that we met through crop culture and other places. It's just super cool. We appreciate everybody. And I sent them all out. The list is 0. I sent out all the sticker packs. So
nice.
I'm getting a bunch of messages saying, hey, I didn't even remember I signed up for this.
Nice.
But I was only a couple months behind. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
But I've exhausted my sticker supply now of other manufacturers' stickers, so I got to get some more.
Oh. Yeah. Well, it's about time.
It is about time.
Yeah.
But we're doing cool things. Hopefully you had fun at the Miles event on Saturday. This would be, last Saturday. I hope you didn't miss it. I hope it was really fun. Miles is the man, and I'm sure everything went great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been talking to that dude a lot. He's awesome. I really dig that dude.
I love that we talk about it in the past tense, but in the future tense as well. Because it's like
it's this week.
Yeah.
It's this week for us.
Yeah. But when they listen to
so
it,
much
it'll
going
be
on.
last week. Yep. So hopefully everything went well. But yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
No matter what, things are going to go well because there is an unbelievable amount of information that will be spewed by quite a mind from what I hear.
Yeah, that dude, he's a farmer and he is a product innovator and he's just a speaker and an educator and he's just all around just a great guy and I appreciate him coming out here and he appreciates us seeing the value in what he's preaching. So it's going to be great. I'm
Hell yeah.
super excited. Super worth it for the community.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Sweet.
And we kept tickets real low so they were affordable. And we included a pack of stickers. Thank you to Chris from Crop Culture for donating all those stickers and helping me out with all the stuff. And, shout out to the Bean for hosting and, yeah. It was a great time.
Damn.
Next month, I think we're going to do a used for the Fox Valley Growers Club. I think we're going to do a used grow equipment flea market by the community. Like bring your stuff, sell and trade. You know what I mean?
Oh, a little
clean it beforehand.
Yeah, what do you call a swap?
Yeah, a little swap meet.
Oh,
little used grow equipment swap meet.
Dude,
buy, sell, and trade. Oh yeah.
Dang.
And sesh night. That's going to be fun.
Damn.
Yeah. And stay tuned for information about the Go Cup.
Coming your way soon.
Just doing cool stuff. Oh, you know what else I should do?
Goat's always doing cool stuff.
Turn on that timer. Sometimes I forget. We gotta get that timer going. Otherwise, we get talking and we forget how long it's been.
Yeah, there's a good chance of that.
But hey, speaking of that, that's a good time to let's do plugs real quick.
Run it.
Are you looking to take your cannabis cultivation to the next level? Introducing the Living Soil Box from cropculture.net. This box is absolutely loaded with value and will come in 2 standard configurations. The Living Soil Box, upgraded with the Autopot XXL, and the base version of the Living Soil Box without the Autopot watering system.
That's right. This amazing box features top-notch products and genetics straight from the Build a Soil YouTube series. With options like the Autopot system for convenient automated watering and industry-leading brands like Rootwise, Build a Soil, and Thrive Nutrients, you'll have everything you need for a successful grow.
And the best part, you can choose from 2 amazing bundle options packed with goodies like craft soil blends, toppings, beneficial microbes, and even freebies from renowned breeders like Covert Genetics, Aukid, Kid Kaya, and Green Mountain Preservations.
Don't miss out on strains like Halitosis No. 2, Fancy Cakes, Mega 73, and exclusive breeder specials only available in these boxes. Plus, custom stickers add that personal touch. And for our listeners, use the code 2DOPEDUDES for $10 off any purchase of $100 or more at cropculture.net.
With values up to $550, these boxes are a steal, but don't wait. Pre-order yours today at cropculture.net for shipping on July 1st. Level up your garden with the Living Soil Box. Hey there, fellow plant enthusiasts. Tired of using chemical fertilizers that harm your soil and the environment?
We feel you. That's why we want to introduce you to Green Grow Biological.
Green Grow offers organic soil amendments packed with beneficial bacteria and mycorrhizae fungi like their popular Pride Bloom fertilizer and flower finisher.
These little powerhouses work together to improve your soil health, helping your plants grow strong and healthy naturally. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, Green Grow has something for you.
And because Green Grow is committed to sustainable practices, you can feel good about what you're putting into your home and garden.
Head over to thegreengrow.com to learn more about their amazing products and how they can help you take your gardening to the next level.
And listen up, because here's a special offer just for our listeners. Use the code 2DOPEDUDES for 10% off your entire order at thegreengrow.com.
That's 2DOPEDUDES for 10% off at greengrow.com. Happy planting! Hey, Curious connoisseurs, are you looking to elevate your wellness routine? Take it up a notch with Mr. CBD Chicago.
That's right, dude. They've got everything you need from their brand new El Jefe line, with CBD and THC sprays for a discreet and convenient dose, to their legendary Moonrock matte bottle rockets and the always satisfying Spliff Society pre-rolls.
And listen up, 2Dope Dude listeners. Use the code 2DOPEDUDES at checkout for 10% off your entire order at MrCBDChicago.com. That's right, 10% off.
So ditch the stress and embrace the good vibes with Mr. CBD Chicago. Head over to their website today. Just remember, use the code 2DOPEDUDES for that sweet discount. You're not going to regret it. You can find us, the Elevated News, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite streaming and podcast apps. The 2Dope Dudes YouTube channel. Give us a like, leave a review. This helps us reach more people. Tuesday nights, join me, Chris from Crop Culture, Pete from Heisentur Brothers, and on the Growers Hangout YouTube channel. We're streaming live on Twitch and YouTube at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time because we're not in Daylight Savings Time right now.
No, that's the truth.
So, and then check us out, supportdopepeople.com, along with links to all our other pods. And you may be able to get free stickers still just by providing your email and address and signing up for them. And then give us an email at 2dopedudespodcast@gmail.com for all your questions or things you'd like us to talk about. Also, join the Fox Valley Growers Club Facebook group.
Damn. Facebook group.
That's right.
Fox Valley Growers Club.
Shout out to Rochelle, who convinced me to do it, and her for actually doing it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Let's go, Rochelle. So I was about to say, I don't know about you being on Facebook. This guy is not a book facer.
I have not had Facebook, and it's been so long.
I don't blame you. I wish I didn't have. It's not a bad thing. Hey, you know what? If you want to find me directly, you can find me on Facebook. Peace, Love, and Cope. Also, Thursday nights on YouTube, I'm live. You can talk with me, interact, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And that is, again, Peace, Love, and Cope. But you can find me on Facebook, too. I like it for a simple level of communication, but me individually, I wish I'd get rid of it.
All right, cool. So anyway, we're going to do YouTube comments now.
Hey.
Grojo says, thanks for simplifying the gifting rules. I'll check out the links. I appreciate you guys. Joe, you know that we appreciate you.
Dude, that gifting thing is weirding me out. It's only the fucking medical thing, because, yeah, like I said, the state coordinator came in. We got a direct response. One of the people reached out to one of the state coordinators and said, can medical patients gift cannabis? And they said, no, they can't. But
because it's not taxed.
Well, but what if it's purchased from the dispensary under their medical cannabis limit? All right, it's still taxed. It's taxed at a medical rate, though. Okay, so I just don't understand why or how the state would differentiate between the two to begin with. The product isn't labeled as one or the other. And if you are a medical patient who has a card and you gift a gram of oil to somebody for their birthday or something, I just don't know how
it's not the state's business, but of course they have to say that because it's, like we were discussing off air earlier, it seems like it's just about tax versus not taxed. Like it's all about the taxes all over.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, yes.
Yeah, I
100%.
mean, we were
I just
talking
don't know
about
how the fuck you would be able to tell the difference.
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
You couldn't. We talked about it on the last thing. Also, Chillinois podcast. Cole, thanks for a shout out. Of course, Cole. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't know.
Yeah, fuck yeah, Cole.
Stevie Grows. Nature's Care and Palatine usually has suppositories.
Nice.
That's what I hear. El Canasur left a comment. # Crap Crew. Shout out to El Canasur. He was our first guest last on a first Growers Hangout last week.
And that's a kind of 5 to 6 G's a day.
A week.
A week is just slightly under a gram a day. That's a very reasonable amount of consumption. I would say it's very reasonable. I don't see
I
that
do way
being
less
extreme.
than that, but
I know
that's
people
me.
who do
way more.
Yeah. Way more.
I know.
than
Shout out to Charlie. We asked him, and he said, "Oh God."
that. Yeah.
He said, I couldn't even tell you.
Oh, God. I love that. But it's also, too, like, if you were doing nothing but the most premium of premium and you had to pay for it, oh, my God, I couldn't even fucking imagine it.
Well, El Canasur is in Arizona.
No, yeah. That's
I'm just saying.
All's fair. A G a day in Illinois standards right now at 70, 80, 90 pre-tax dollars per gram. I don't understand how somebody is reasonably or feasibly supposed to do that. That seems extreme to me. But that's why we just, I don't know, get to the good market part. You know, I can talk about myself all day.
I know you can. That's why you're my co-host.
Yeah.
Because I tell people that you make it very easy, and sometimes when things get forgotten, you just be like a vamp.
Yeah, bingo bango. It's pretty much that I would. It's the cost in Illinois, bro. That's wild to me. And for anybody who, even in non-Illinois markets, fuck, there's plenty that are just as bad as Illinois. I just live within the confines.
Washington is supposedly the highest with Washington State with 37%.
Taxes?
Yeah.
We have the ability to get to 41.
I know.
Yeah.
They have like a 37% across the board.
Just period?
Yeah.
But I was in Washington and purchased cannabis, and it was cheap as fuck.
I don't know. There was I saw something.
Nevada. Now, I could see Nevada because Nevada has the Vegas thing going on. And I know that they are legitimately like, yeah, it's fucked. It's super fucked. But Illinois is not good.
Speaking of Illinois, shout out to Illinois News Joint. Love those guys.
Yeah.
I didn't get to make this last week because it was right before we had to record. So I missed it. I wanted to be on this, but the Illinois Department of Public Health, in conjunction with the Medical Cannabis Advisory Board, hosted its June meeting from 3 to 5. MCAB members voted to recommend uterine fibroid and painful uterine fibroid. You may remember that from a few episodes ago in the May MCAB meeting. They were arguing about whether it seems like the people here, some of the board members here, are very, very focused on pain and treatment of pain only with medical cannabis. So that's why they have painful uterine fibroid and uterine fibroid, but did not recommend generalized anxiety as a qualifying debilitating condition. Now, I want to say, just because they vote to pass it on doesn't mean it automatically becomes one. There's still a director person that has to make the decision. This is just the board sending things to see whether it would become yes or no.
Yeah, and yeah, to not recommend generalized anxiety, we probably shouldn't be shocked. I mean, this is not.
Yeah. The 8 board members present for a quorum included Dr. Felicia Davis Forte, Dr. Amarish Dave, Joseph Friedman, Dr. Gunnar Sobueta Benito. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Katie Sullivan from I think that's Compassionate Care. She's awesome. She's an RN. Maureen Cern, Joyce Smith Latrice, and Jim Champion. For the first time, no speakers from the public spoke at the monthly meeting. After back and forth discussion, board members first voted 7-0 to approve uterine fibroid as a qualifying debilitating condition. Sobueta Benito abstained from the vote. Board members next unanimously voted to recommend painful uterine fibroid as a qualifying debilitating condition. After more discussion, the final vote for generalized anxiety resulted in a 4-4 tie and was not recommended. Champion, Forte, Sullivan, and Surin voted to include generalized anxiety as a qualifying debilitating condition. Dave, Friedman, Smith Latrice, and Sabueto Buena voted against recommend general anxiety. During discussion for and against, the overall theme of the meeting kept coming back to safety and education for patients, as well as providers and dispensary staff. Friedman commented that when the original MCAB was enacted, we remember this.
Yeah.
Generalized anxiety had been voted down. Yes, you had to have AIDS, you had to be dying of cancer, you had to have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, you had to have like your arms blown off.
Yeah,
All reasons you should be able to use medical cannabis, but like that was it. It was basically, are you dying? Yeah. Will you die in the next 6 months? You can have weed.
Yeah.
So they were voting down everything. So for context, that's all.
Yeah,
and it's no surprise they weren't going to do generalized anxiety then. The fact that it's a 4-4 tie now shows that there's good movement.
When we get people confused by words,
yep,
then it's real easy to be stupid with actions, right? Because the thing is, like, the word medical, and this, I argued all the time, medical versus recreational versus whatever. It doesn't make any sense to consider somebody qualified to use medical cannabis. We talk about it all the time. Means that you're qualifying somebody for cheaper taxes. That's literally all that's fucking going on.
Because the cannabis is the same.
No, 100%.
It's the same stuff.
There's nothing different in the words, but what the big difference is, and why big classifications, general anxiety literally qualifies everybody. There's not a single individual in the world who couldn't claim that they have generalized anxiety. And that is a loophole into many systems. But
I get anxious when I'm not high.
100%, right? And there's plenty of reason to say that people actually have anxiety probably deserve to use cannabis just as much as anybody else. Yeah. The difference is they aren't going to tax you less. That's what they're pretty much stating. And it would simply mean that you guys have to understand, you can't fucking really find post-concussive syndrome. Plenty of us have fallen on our heads, played fucking major sports, done something where we've taken a blow to the melon, and like we could all qualify and classify as post-concussive at some point. But I don't know, man. I just wish that there was a better way for us to talk about cannabis where it wasn't this debate on who deserves it and who doesn't.
Yeah.
Everybody deserves it. Everybody should have access to it. Everybody should be taxed at a fucking reasonable rate.
Well,
just like no matter what. 2%, we kicked the whole fucking tea into the shit. Now, 41%, we're going, oh, as long as you let me get high from it, as long as you... And some of us who are logical have been doing this for long enough are like, what the fuck is going on? Talk about the elephant in the room.
Well, hold on. They actually get to that, and I wanna continue on, because exactly what you're saying right now is exactly what they start talking about. I'm not generalized anxiety been voted down. Friedman said, "I'm not opposed to generalized anxieties being a qualifying condition, but I am concerned that anybody walking into a dispensary, whether it be recreational or medical, is not really even going to get the proper advice and information to handle that." So she's blaming the dispensary's education on not being able to, hold on. I know that the people in the dispensary won't be able to, are not educated enough. So
some people aren't.
Most people,
maybe most people aren't. I'll even give that to you. Maybe most, but that's why you would have a specialized staff for that if that's what the fuck you wanted to do. But
so there's all kinds of qualifiers for what general anxiety really is, and I think really that's too general, is what she says. Now, Katie Sullivan says agreed with the broad anxiety diagnosis, because obviously that's happens because everybody has anxiety at some point. And that cannabis does not work for all anxiety conditions. Anxiety isn't necessarily a condition. some people need anxiety to wake their brain up. That's, it's not always a condition like that. But for some people, she said it might. Sullivan stated, approving it as a condition is going to make it more likely that people will then seek out that certification and talk to a provider about it and be able to get that needed educational information about it.
Fuck from who?
Sullivan continued by saying that anxiety is one of the top 3 reasons people report using cannabis. So people are already utilizing this for anxiety. She was also worried that people may not be getting the best information while in a dispensary and at some providers.
You know who doesn't have good anxiety?
Katie is she works for Compassionate Care and she helps people get their medical card. She's a registered nurse.
I respect
and she
that.
is on our side.
I respect that. You know who doesn't know dog shit about fucking cannabis? Fucking psychiatrists.
The
most
right.
of them.
Right.
All right. The same way you want to talk about the dispensary people, most of them can't fucking help you. Most of them, the help that they're fucking doing is telling you whether or not you should have some CBD or THC or some indica or some sativa, which your stupid fucking psychiatrist can't even fucking get done, which is why this pisses me off more than anything, is that we're trying to claim that somebody who went to school for fucking doping people up with fucking methamphetamines, fucking narcotics.
The person she's arguing against originally here is the one who wants to be the gatekeeper. Well,
I'm not saying anything against this lady here. I'm saying something against the thought process that this lady is representing, and it's an unfortunate truth that all of us exist in right now. People can't. I'm trying to represent how medical this thing is. I'm trying to represent that it's recreational. I'm trying to represent you deserve taxes, no taxes, whatever. It's the same fucking bullshit. Pick a fucking Democrat or Republican. Pick if you're fucking Muslim or fucking Christian. Pick if you're fucking black or white. Pick if you're fucking LGBTQ or not. Pick if you're pick a fucking side and radicalize yourself on it. And this is nothing more than that. To me, it's the unfortunate part of what is going on in here. We're not representing anybody. Who's being represented through all of this is the government officials, governing bodies, people who are capable of making more laws and more enforcements against, not for you, against you. And it is the unfortunate fucking truth that these people are able to go sit in there and argue back and forth whether or not who's more qualified, while maybe they themselves don't have the qualifications to speak on what the fuck cannabis is capable of doing in the beginning. And I'm like, who is capable of speaking on what cannabis is capable of doing?
Well, that's why we need to talk about it and encourage more intelligent people who know what's going on to join these meetings, maybe even get themselves voted on the board, etc., so that we stop having these psychiatrist of rehab and drug development, and then, you know what I mean? Like, we have people who are advocating for, because in these things you have to do a give and take, and you have to go, yes, I agree that there should always be more education, and maybe the state could take some of that medical tax money and apply it towards grants for providing education, is what they end up saying. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
you have to, because you can't just disagree, because then the other side's just going to disagree.
And I'm not
and
trying
it's
to
just, but the whole like having a board and like, it's just so stupid, because in the end, it's the difference between who deserves a tax break and who doesn't. And these are all qualifying conditions.
Well, it's unfortunate. Who is capable? Who is the authority of cannabis?
Yeah. The
And
state.
until they're able to regulate how you become licensed and how much schooling you're supposed to have and how much it's going to cost you to become a professional of this fucking thing, until then, they'll lean on the backs of the people who they've already forced through these systems and gotten hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of loans out of and bullshit. Well, of course they're going to lean into them. It makes fucking sense if that's what you're doing, but when it comes to like, how does this thing progress? We're so slow in the movements of things, right? There's no real conversations going on about what should maybe happen as a whole, we go in there and go, should we vote on this thing or should we not vote on that thing? We should talk about the whole fucking thing, right? Like we should, but and maybe that's too big of a conversation for what we're trying to attack here, but it just sucks that the fucked upness, because I love listening to Mr. CBD sometimes because he talks about going back to the roots of it. We got to talk about how the industrial fibrous parts of this plant, the actual hardy parts of this plant itself, are capable of helping before we talk about the far out extremes of it and the glory stories, because it's real easy to buy into glory stories, right? And go, oh my God, that sounds amazing. Let's try and achieve that. But when there's some real achievable, tangible progression for us as a species in the plant material itself, we're missing the whole fucking mark, and we're fucking horribly misrepresenting us as a progressive species, somebody trying to take it to the next fucking level and become something better. We just slow it the fuck down with all this bullshit. And anybody with medical needs, it's unfortunate they're deteriorating. They're unable to have access to something that might genuinely benefit them. And all these gatekeepers have the fucking I'm a gatekeeper.
Yep. Hey, let's talk some stuff from High Times.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about national news and culture.
Oh, hey.
This is something that I've been talking about in some of my mini rants, where I talk about some of the things New York is doing, another democratic state, something we can point to for a framework eventually. New York Cannabis Agency announces cultivation rules and license updates. That's crazy. They just legalized this year, right? They've got a whole bunch of stuff going on, but it seems like they got stuff moving. At a recent board meeting, the Cannabis Control Board announced its approval of new rules for home growing, as well as a new round of license applicants. Crazy. Officially approved rules that allow adults over 21, not medical patients, adults over 21 to cultivate cannabis at home as of June 11th. So as of last week, you can grow weed at home. That's awesome. You can grow care for a maximum of 6 plants with 3 immature plants and 3 mature. Okay, so you can do a cycle of, it's more than we got. Residences with more than 1 adult can have up to 12 plants, 6 immature and 6 mature. That is ideal. That's pretty ideal. Additionally,
it promotes staying together in relationships.
It really does.
Because we got to stick together for the plants.
I mean, sometimes you do have to stick together for the plants. Plants, they need each other, and sometimes they're better together.
Yeah, I think so. Just a little bit of love.
You gotta. It's a conscious choice.
Sometimes
you gotta make it work every day, right?
Fucking A, right. It's never easy. It's never easy. Yep. Yep.
Additionally, new rules take place for possession in regards to a person's crops. Worry about your crops, not the ops, son.
Damn.
You can have up to 5 pounds. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
You can have up to 5 pounds of trimmed cannabis in the equivalent weight and concentrates in or on the grounds of your private residence. The Office of Cannabis Man. I'm moving to fucking New York.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Individuals
We're in the wrong goddamn state.
New York sucks too. Individuals.
Yeah, I've always thought so too. I don't know why.
I've only been to Albany. That's why.
Individuals
can carry and transport up to 3 ounces of cannabis and 24 grams of concentrates within the state. God damn.
I think it was on fucking Yankees. You know what I mean? I used to fucking hate. Well, I used to be a sports guy. I used to hate people from other borders and shit. I used to rep them billionaires. My regional billionaire better than your regional billionaire.
Cannabis can be grown anywhere that a person owns or rents, such as a room, home, apartment, mobile home, co-op, or other residential space. Landlords cannot refuse to rent a space to a person or penalize a tenant unless they are at risk of losing federal funding or benefits. So that's like Section 8.
Whoa.
The rules also cover how residents can legally obtain cannabis plants. Seeds will now be available at commercial retailers.
Wait a minute. Reverse.
But immature plants can also be purchased by numerous licensed cannabis businesses as well.
Did they just say that you as a fucking landlord cannot tell people they can't grow? Holy shit.
Hey, New York, you're doing great things.
Whoa.
I applaud you. Thank you. Thank you for having some of the best home grow rules, laws in the United States. I think. I
mean, the West Coast, there's a
yeah,
couple of them that slay. I
100%.
think Oregon does a really good job. I think Washington has
Okay,
an okay rule, but
cannabis
that's
2.0,
yeah.
new cannabis. It's with a U.
Holy cow.
It's with a U.
That's
you
just
have
within 1 year of fucking being
yes.
Wow, wait.
You can actually, if the government wants to do stuff, you can. And look, they're true Democrats doing democratic things for the people of their state.
Wow.
Fucking praise them.
Praise them.
Yep. Let's go. The OCM warned of the responsibilities of a grower, specifically when it comes to processing your flower into other cannabis products. If you're making home products with cannabis like tinctures or butters, the use of flammable materials is prohibited because they're not safe for home use. Yes, don't blow yourself up making shitty bubble hash with butane.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Consider alternative extraction methods such as heat, water, or fermentation. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you should.
Yep. Actually, I recommend that from the beginning most of the time, unless you are a legitimate chemist.
How are they? Look at this. The OCM also mentioned the need to reduce cannabis odors. So they're saying don't be a dick to your neighbors because there's lots of people in New York. You must take reasonable measures to prevent cannabis odor from becoming a nuisance to neighboring residents, such as co-planting items like lavender. In an outdoor garden. That means you can grow outside. Or using a carbon filter for indoor cultivation. I might move to New York. The information document continued. Lastly, the agency warned growers to cultivate away from the public eye, either by installing fences or tall, busy plants to add privacy to outdoor property.
Do you know how cool this is? Because what they did was they put the responsibility on the grower. They took the responsibility away from the landlord and they put it onto the grower. And the grower can now this is actually an enforceable law by the
common sense.
By the fucking belted folk. They could come in and say, hey, it's a nuisance thing. And it seems like what it seems like is a long-term nuisance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have the ability. They probably come in and go, hey, it's becoming a nuisance. And then you could fucking take the measures to fix it. And if you didn't, this is on you. It's stated right in there. This is cool.
In the realm of safety, the OCM suggests that growers choose LED lights to reduce power usage and risk of electric overload, and recommended that growers seek expertise from an electrician about the setup. It also stressed the importance of proper ventilation to ensure that cannabis does not become moldy. Don't get powdery mildew on your weed.
In the fucking law, it says this shit. Don't fuck it up.
These rules were originally approved in February 2024, which was followed by a 60-day public comment period. The CCB voted on final regulations for cultivation on June 11th. Also, on June 11th, New York Governor Kathy Hochul announced that the CCB had approved another 105 adult-use cannabis licenses. New York is building a robust and equitable legal market that is driving significant economic growth within our communities.
Holy shit,
said Hochul. The issuance of 105 additional adult use licenses is just the next step in developing the nation-leading industry New Yorkers expect and deserve. They really are the greatest state. I mean, wow, J.B. Pritzker, you thought you were fucking slick? You ain't got shit on New York, dude. New York just fucking pwned you. Illinois is a bitch. Go New York. New York just alpha fucking. They've got the Riz. We're skibbity toilet Sigma 7.
Bro, we need to. Well, every other state has been pretty quick in their movement. I mean, if it wasn't for Crook County, things would move fucking quicker.
Maryland just pardoned 175,000 low-level marijuana offenses today. Maryland, 175,000.
Holy shit!
Stroke of a pen. Even fat ass JB can't do that.
Jesus.
I just they are actually doing robust and equitable legal market. Hell yeah. The issuance of 105 additional adult use licenses is just the next step in developing. Oh, I said that. This includes 25 cultivator licenses, 22 distributor licenses, 22 micro business licenses, 19 processor, and 17 dispensary. It's not even all dispensaries. Additionally, 45 out of these 105 licenses are transitioning to adult use conditional cultivators or adult use conditional processors. They also denied 100 applicants that weren't eligible or who had already received a license from a different application. Wow, you can do it. So all the excuses that Illinois government gives, but they can do it in New York. I mean, too bad we're not in New York. CCB Chair Tremaine Wright said in a statement that progress continues to push New York's cannabis industry forward. We continue to prioritize our market's expansion and commitment to our nation-leading cannabis market by providing New Yorkers with a wide range of choice and opportunity to participate. Good job. Today's license approvals and the introduction of home cultivations brings us one step closer to setting a new standard that centers growth, equity, and safety. You know, they already had the farmers market rules that people could actually sell their medicinal marijuana at farmers markets. That started last year. Remember, we in one of our early episodes talked about that.
Yeah, New York's kind of killing it.
Dude, New York's killing it.
Good for you, New York. Maybe that's why they won so many damn fucking ships.
Well, that's the thing. You know, there's so many illegal dispensaries like bodegas and stuff in New York. Like, you can't really shut them down, so you have to open them, and that's what Illinois doesn't get. There's so much other stuff going on that it pales in comparison to what's going on in the legal market. You know what I mean? Because of the legal market. Like, you've seen some things with me, and I've seen some freaking things, and you know, cool. You got a dispensary. You're raking in good, but motherfuckers be making money out here. This is some Rick Ross, some freeway Rick Ross shit.
Oh, 1,000%.
You know what I'm saying?
And the fucking wild part is that there will be some players from the fucking gray/black market who outperform these people with licenses and fucking and multi-state licenses, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think that there will be plenty of more people. This market is moving. There's things
moving,
change,
baby.
and when you see things like this happening, and it's like, well, who wants to move, uproot your whole life just for a cannabis thing and whatever? Listen, you put yourself in the right place at the right time, you can really fucking do well. And it's all for what you're trying to achieve with your life, right? But some people are moving in the cannabis world.
So far in 2024, the CCB has approved a total of 654 cannabis licenses, while there are currently 132 adult use cannabis dispensaries operating in the state.
Holy fuck.
The state of New York is a big state, and it is not just New York City. There is lots of farmland. It's very similar to Illinois. Meanwhile, cannabis sales continue to increase in the state as well. The governor and OCM confirmed that in May, cannabis sales reached 4.4 million for a total of 46.2 million. They project that by early June, the state will have collected more than 200 million in sales. They attribute the success of its social and economic equality program as one of the reasons why the industry is thriving. Said, what does it see here? 57% or 57 of the 105 new applicants, about 54% are SEE applicants, which breaks down into 5 community development initiative participants, 7 distressed farmers, 22 minority-owned businesses, 7 service-disabled veteran-owned businesses, and 16 women-owned businesses. I'm not even going to say it. I'd have to beep it out. In May, the governor's office stated that OCM Executive Director Chris Alexander would be stepping down this September, following Hochul's reevaluation of the agency and its leadership. The office described Hochul's action as an operational overhaul, which follows the release of a 30-day assessment conducted by a team of individuals under the leadership of the Commissioner and of the Office of General Service, Jeanette May, that identified significant structural limitations to the office that have affected the agency's ability to fulfill its mandate to efficiently establish New York State's cannabis marketplace. We're still waiting on our disparity survey. You know, the Illinois state paid this firm like $1 million to conduct this disparity survey, and you know, said they'd have it by a certain time so that they could, you know, use it to write laws and see where Illinois' market is, you know, has problems. We still don't have it.
Oh, because we know where the problems are at.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could have paid me $1 million. I'll tell you where the problems are at.
100%.
But no, yeah. It's run the way that the laws have set themselves up for it to run. And it's just clunky laws.
Yeah.
It's what it's what I've been talking about this whole time that I've been here tonight. The verbiage of cannabis. All right? Because laws are words, right? That's all it is just how we interpret those words and what those words mean within the confines of your invisible borders,
Sure.
right? So as long as you're within those borders, these words mean a certain thing. It's just weird that when we're sitting here interpreting what these words mean from literal places that consider themselves to be closely aligned politically, closely aligned economically, and then you're just like, well, they see cannabis as two wildly different things. And it's not that they see it as two different, it's just that one is willing to fucking interpret it
in a reasonable
progressively
way.
Yeah,
in a reasonable, progressive way, in the interest of its constituents, members, and
because
stakeholders.
Because here's the thing, dude, and this is where it's weird, because for gray market, black market, fucking legal owners, whatever, we do have to understand, like, the legal owners of these things, sometimes some of these people are fucking dirty monsters who don't deserve our time or efforts or anything, and it's unfortunate that they were able to get licenses. But for the rest of these, they're people, man. They're humans. They're trying to operate businesses the same way we all wish that we could. I do not want to operate from top to bottom in the fucking way that the law is written. I don't want to fucking operate Illinois dispensaries and cultivations.
We need to be better than that.
I like working inside of them and being parts of them, and I whatever, but to have the undertaking of trying to align all of that bullshit and to constantly be under some level of scrutiny and level of fines and bullshit, fug all that.
Yeah, it's
by the
pretty rough.
time you're done, and these people don't get tax breaks and they don't get whatever, so by the time it's done, it's almost like you spend a fuck ton of your time to make a reasonable living. And it's not that there are maybe some people who are profiting, right?
Yeah.
But I promise you there's some of them who are probably not doing as well, and they're making it by, they're surviving this bullshit of the laws so that someday hopefully they can profit, and I hope for all of them that they can.
Yeah.
But the way that they're going to be able to profit would be the same way that you, I, and everybody around here would be able to finally profit, right? I think we're all on a very level playing field in some regards, because it's cannabis. And whatever you're able to offer to it, by fucking God, bring it to it, right? But at this point, it's like the interpretation is stupid.
Yeah.
The overall governing fucking rule of it all, the people who are supposed to classify what the words mean to begin with.
It's because we're too much of a daddy state. The state thinks it knows better than its people. Thinks that more laws will, you know, because murder is illegal, so that's why we don't have any
laws, dude.
Yeah, we don't have any murders. If somebody's about to murder you, say, "Hey, that's illegal. You can't do that."
That's like it's a seatbelt law. It's you being able to stop me during the day to write me a citation for funds, a mandatory citation for funds.
Yep.
Because you didn't see me wearing a seatbelt.
Hey, I didn't like the word that you said to me, so I'm gonna make you come in and I'm gonna make you pay a fine.
I just went through it. personally.
I wasn't trying to say that, but you know,
on the weirdest level ever.
right?
That shit was bullshit. And now that it's done, I don't feel as bad saying it, but like I got fucking trapped in some bullshit. I never saw a fucking police officer. I never fucking. It's the weirdest shit that went down, and by the time it's all said and done, $1,000 to a lawyer, fucking a few $100 to the fucking courts, some kind of fucking supervision bullshit. You'll never see it on your record. It doesn't even show up. It doesn't mean anything. The fucking judge says, hey, what was it? Just a bad day, sir? I said, I don't know what the fuck I'm standing here for. To which my fucking lawyer looks at me, what the fuck are you doing? You're not supposed to talk to judge like that. What do you mean? I'm in reality, motherfuckers. Like, this is the weirdest shit that's happening. We're all playing some fucking games. Well, this is my job. I got to represent it. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Where's the reality
it's supposed to be part of the social contract.
Where's the fucking...
But that's not part of the... It's, you know...
the truth of cannabis, and that's why it pisses me the fuck off that there's somebody out there trying to represent cannabis. Oh, it's good for anxiety or not good for anxiety. It's good for the painful. Fuck you. What the fuck do you know? What the fuck do any of us fucking know? Realistically, we're all trying to ride this fucking high horse of what the fuck we know.
Right.
You only know what the fuck you know, and it's not that much, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. And what do you know about cannabis? A lot of times, some of these people, they just don't know enough. Not like all of us listening here. Not like all of us talking here.
You guys are informed, and thanks for all the recent feedback. We get a lot of recent feedback just about how, you know, informative we are and how we, you know, really kind of just know what's going on.
And I mean, I don't try to get fucking like, I don't want to be either side, up, down, or in between. I don't even want to be too against the fucking state. I don't really give a fuck. It bugs me to no end that we are not being represented. We are being taxed without representation. Taxation without representation is specifically what is happening in many instances in the state that we work in, live in.
Operate in.
And that's the unfortunate shit, because everybody who's just trying to fucking live around here who doesn't know how to interpret the laws, because if you fucking went and paid a lawyer, your lawyer probably wouldn't even be that great at interpreting these laws because he's not a cannabis guy.
Right.
So you got to go get a cannabis lawyer, and those guys are fucking expensive because it's a specialized thing. You know, I don't know. It's wow.
Speaking of taxes, check out MariMed. I know I never thought we'd ever say that on this podcast, did you? Check out MariMed.
What happened?
Executives from a Massachusetts-based cannabis company dressed in colonial garb.
What?
And we're looking at a picture of them in colonial garb on a ship.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Way.
100%.
When did they say?
This
is my favorite.
This was they wrote. Okay, so.
Oh my God!
They dressed in colonial garb aboard a ship in Boston Harbor, on Wednesday to protest an IRS rule that requires regulated marijuana companies to pay taxes that are significantly higher than businesses in other industries. Yes, that's true. Almost everywhere. The demonstration, which evoked the legendary Boston Tea Party at the same site 250 years ago, where we rioted over a 3% tax. 3%.
Was it 3? I thought it was 2 even.
Maybe it was even 2.
I thought it was 2.
I'm wrong. Maybe it was 3.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Could have been.
Okay.
3 would have they would have started shooting shit.
Was orchestrated by licensed cannabis company MariMed to protest 280E, an IRS tax rule that's the bane of state legal cannabis companies from coast to coast. Lucas McCann, the chief science officer and co-founder of cannabis compliance consulting firm Ken Delta, explained how the IRS rule that prohibits most standard business tax deductions affects companies in the regulated cannabis industry. Section 280 of the IRS code is a daunting hurdle. In short, 280 is a code used to make cannabis businesses less profitable by making them pay more of their overall profits and taxes, McCann, who is not involved in Wednesday's protest, writes in an email. Rooted in the 80s, this outdated tax legislation was crafted. Jeez, Louise. I did not ask you.
Yeah, that was fire.
That's great.
That was awesome.
Okay. Anyway, rooted in the 80s, the outdated tax legislation was crafted to prevent drug dealers from claiming any business expenses on their taxes. In our modern twist of coincidence, today's cannabis businesses operate legally under the state law, but are still treated as illicit businesses, federally speaking, because cannabis is still listed as a Schedule I substance. How awesome is this?
I am good on them. I
Yeah.
wish I lived closer so I could be on there.
Oh, yeah, you would have looked great.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I could have come on like a pirate or something, you know? Damn, dude. All right. Well, hey, listen. Linda, listen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sad. I'm saddened by it. I'm saddened that generalized anxiety was not put on to the fucking
We'll get it
thing.
on.
I'm saddened that it just takes so long. I'm saddened to think that the future could be more bullshit before it's anything fixed. I see a lot of like weird shit, right? Like it's just not. Yeah, and it's hard to read between some of it all the times to see what's actually going to come out of the other end of it too.
Well, we got to stay positive, I think, and we got to keep talking about what's going on.
I'm positive.
I know you are.
I'm just I'm mostly
as a
just
whole.
like, yeah.
I'm
just
definitely worried
concerned.
about the market. I'm definitely concerned about the market here in Illinois. I've been saying for a long
It'll keep
time that
going.
I think well, it'll keep going, but I think they're going to continue to push, and I think they're coming after people like us next.
I mean the the medical. I don't know.
You'll see.
Yeah, I think you're probably.
You know how annoyingly right I can be.
Yeah, you're probably right. It is just disappointing that the people who actually use this thing for the debilitating list of conditions, which I actually believe that the initial list was not that bad. I think that there's plenty more conditions that deserve to be on there, but I think that
I also don't think we need all of them on there. I also
because
that diminishes that it as a whole as to what really is a qualifying condition or debilitating condition.
But that's
you know what I mean?
That's to state who says whether or not something is debilitating or not.
True.
And is there a scale which within any condition at all, especially anxiety, right? Because that's one of them, where you
right.
have regular kind of just generalized anxiety, you have aggressive anxiety, and then you have just that fucking
spiraling.
Yeah, just uncontrollable whatever. And once it's gone to that level, it's debilitating. It's debilitating anxiety. And I don't think that cutting those people out of access to something makes sense. So, who's to say? Who's the one that gets to represent this as whether or not you are fibromyalgia enough or not, whether or not you've got enough headache or not, whether or not you're post-concussive enough or not? It's fucking weird.
Post-concussive is a lifetime condition now.
No, and that's what I'm saying, as it should be, because it's something that is not ongoing away, right? But I think that we take every single qualifying condition across all fucking 50 states, whoever has a medical program, and you compile all of them and you submit it and you go, here you go, this is the list that we're going for. And then every fucking state adopts it. How are you to tell me that fucking generalized anxiety can be a qualifying condition in, it probably is realistically in 15 other states? If it's qualifying in those states, what, it just all of a sudden debilitating anxiety doesn't exist within the walls?
The point of the United States is that every state's supposed to be able to make their own laws and represent their own people, and that's what is supposed to make the United States of America a great thing. But that's not, in practice, that's not exactly how it works.
We can't agree with what broken toy is a broken toy. We can't agree once.
Well, I mean,
once we're willing.
Do you want to start
as a-
talking? Do you want to start talking, advocating for a secession? Because like we can have that discussion. I'm probably knowledgeable enough on why we should advocate for a secession.
Yeah, but I just
like if that's where you want to go, let's go.
yeah. I mean, but
I can get real autistic.
Well, yeah, we could get real off the deep end, but it's what is the border, all right? Because I don't really care of the border, right? But what is the border to anatomy and physiology, truth in science, somebody's actual health, the deterioration of all of us as a species, the 7 billion of us that are all sitting here listening in and talking right now,
the Uyghurs,
we're all
the Muslims,
completely different.
Yeah.
We all fucking, I don't know, but there should be an agreeable part here. We should be able to agree that if somebody is debilitated or not fucking healthy, give them access to fucking cannabis.
More weed.
Yeah.
Check out Mr. CBD. Got some great stuff going on there.
Yeah.
I showed you a picture. He should have some really cool stuff coming out. I think.
What about crop culture too?
Crop culture. Hey, crop culture. You saw the ad earlier. My co-host on the Growers Hangout, Living Soil Box, is shipping July 1st. That'll be next week. Please get one. Use the code 2DopeDudes for $10 off.
Wow.
There's tons of great genetics. Kid, compound genetics. Weed should taste good. Miles, weed. I said that weed should taste good. Yeah, all of them. They're great.
Yeah.
Check out all our friends.
Yeah.
God. There's friends out there doing great stuff. Me and Chris, we're gonna go to the Living Soil Cup in November. I'm going out to Colorado. To Montrose,
nice.
Right at the beginning of November. I'm gonna enter some homegrown in the Cannabis Cup, the Living Soil Cup out there.
Dope.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing stuff, man.
Yeah.
We're doing stuff. Fuck yeah.
Welcome to cannabis. This shit's fire.
Anything else?
Just generally smile regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when you're frustrated, like sometimes I think during my conversation tonight, it might have seemed as though I was frustrated. I promise you I'm not about really anything. I'm just really hoping that these conversations that deserve to be had are actually had. I think that there are people that deserve to be represented who aren't being represented. And I hope that someday you and I, by doing what we're doing, we're able to represent the people who deserve to be the proper way.
Yeah,
support dope people.
Support dope people. We're just trying to be the voice of the community in some way and bring you some knowledge. And we appreciate each and every one of you that ever watch, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Let me know your perspective on the things that I get excited about.
Yeah.
If you're listening to me and you're like, hey, don't get that excited about things, man, calm down. That's okay. You should tell me that too.
Yep.
Because maybe sometimes I need to be checked. But I do love this shit, and I really desperately want it to go the right way. And what is the right way? The right way is for all of us. Whatever all of us can agree. But I think it means less regulation and more access. That's my thing. And I don't, the licenses are only separating all of us. The fucking taxation is only fucking confusing everybody. Let there be a market, and this thing could be as big as anything out there. I mean, look at what alcohol is. Look at that thing that's killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. And look at how much money it brings in. Look at how many people are willing to risk their fucking lives over something.
The problem is the people who advocate against this stuff don't smoke weed, so they don't know how good weed is to you, and they don't understand the good that you can do with it, and they'll want to do something for the plant, with the plant, as as one another, as each other.
I know that.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, but
they're missing that, and it sucks for them.
There are some people who can't handle shit, right? They're soft to.
They should abstain.
Things
they should abstain.
Well, and it's not like you can learn.
Yeah.
There's a way to gently enter yourself into this thing, but if you don't need it, you don't need it. But if you don't need it, stay the fuck away from it.
Yeah, basically.
Your opinion isn't necessary to something you have zero fucking physical experience with.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
We love you all. Smoke weed every day.
Hey, love you.
Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.